Earlier in the week, the Royals made a couple minor trades. The first one was Billy Burns, outfielder, was sent to the Toronto Blue Jays in return for third baseman Gunnar Height. The second trade being starting pitching prospect Jonathan Hernandez, sent to the Milwaukee Brewers in return for relief pitcher Jeremy Jeffress. The Kansas City Royals played host to the Chicago White Sox at Kauffman Stadium. On the hill for the White Sox was Lucas Giolito, making his 21st start of the year. He's 7-8 with a 4.79 ERA so far. And in the bottom half of the first inning, Jorge Soler came up with one out, and he would rip a ball over the head of the left fielder Leury Garcia for a double, so he's in second base with one out. Next batter up is Jorge Bonifacio, and he clobbers a ball to left center field. It is going to carry over the wall for a two-run home run from Bonifacio, and the Royals take a 2-0 lead on Bonifacio's 15th home run of the season. Move things on to the top half of the second now, where Jose Urena is called up from AAA. He's making his first start of the 2019 campaign. And the first batter he faces in the top of the second is Davidson, who draws a walk, and then it brings up Wellington Castillo, who gets a pitch right down the middle, and he swings it around the foul pole for a two-run shot. Castillo makes it a 2-2 tie ball game. And then the next batter up for the Chi Sox was Greg Bird, who goes against the shift down the left field line. It's going to be an easy double for him, as Bonifacio has to run a long way to get that one. So Bird on second, and then an 0-2 count to Leury Garcia. Pitch gets away from Perez. Bird moves up to third. So he's on third with nobody out. Garcia then strikes out looking, could not pull the trigger. Next batter up is Tim Anderson. He goes down swinging, so it's two down, runner on third still. 3-1 count to Reimer Liriano, and he draws a walk. So runners on the corners with two outs. Moncada, dribbler down the third baseline. Cuthbert bare hands it, fires across the diamond. Very nice play from him to keep it all tied up at 2. Bottom half of the second now, as Whit Merrifield is going gapping. Left center field from Merrifield, he's going to go all the way to third base. A triple for Whit Merrifield. Next batter up is Cheslor Cuthbert. He is going to go up the middle. Tim Anderson makes the diving stop and throws out Cuthbert at first, but the run does come in. It's now a 3-2 Royals lead. Top half of the third now, Jose Abreu. Ground ball into the hole, and Ramon Torres is going to have a jump throw from the outfield grass. Bottom half of the third, Jorge Soler connects on a ball, and it just barely carries over the fence. A solo shot for Soler makes it a 4-2 game. A 2-run lead for Kansas City. Move things on to the top of the fourth, where Greg Bird is going for a double yet again. His second two-bagger of the game. This time it comes with to lead off the inning with nobody out. And then Leury Garcia comes to the plate. He would pop one up to deep left field. Bonifacio was there to put it away, but Greg Bird is able to tag up from second. So he's on third base now with one out. Next batter up was Tim Anderson. Hits the ball up the middle. Merrifield makes the backhanded stop and a nice play over at first to get the runner, but the run does come in to make it a 4-3 game. Bottom half of the fourth now, Hunter Dozier leads off, with one out, draws himself a walk, and then Cuthbert up the middle with a base knock, so it's first and second for the Royals. Then Ramon Torres, who's been struggling at the plate recently, not in this at bat, goes down in the left center gap. It's going to be all the way to the wall, as Torres has himself a 2 RBI triple. It's now a 6-3 game, and then Craig Gentry showing off some pop in the bat that nobody knew he had. A no-doubt shot from Gentry, a 2-run shot, is now an 8-3 Royals lead. Gentry's third home run of the season. That would knock Lucas Giolito out of the game. Carson Fulmer would come out of the pen. He would get out of that inning, but then in the bottom half of the seventh, there's a runner on first with one out, and Tommy Joseph. Left center field gap is a popular place in this game, and he's going to it as well. Gonna score the runner from first, an RBI double for Tommy Joseph. And then after him, it's Whit Merrifield now with two outs. Up the middle, it's gonna score Joseph from second base just barely as he slides in somehow in front of the tag, and Merrifield has himself an RBI double. They would eventually tack on one more run to make it 11-3. Jeffress came on for the top of the ninth, the newly acquired Royal, and he strikes out Garcia to end the game as the Kansas City Royals win this ballgame over the Chicago White Sox by a score of 11-3. Royals improved to 57-52, and the White Sox dropped to 38-69. Player of the game honors go to Jorge Soler, who was 3 for 4 on the day. He had a home run, a double, drove in 2 runs, also scored twice. Jorge Bonifacio was 3 for 4. He had a 2-run shot. Craig Gentry, 2 for 5. He had a 2-run shot. Ramon Torres' only hit of the day was that 2 RBI triple. Urena gets the win in his first start of 2019. Giolito gets the loss. And with that being said, that's going to wrap things up here for this edition of Kansas City Royals Baseball. I've been your host, Jersey Born, and I'm saying goodbye.
So I can beat up the rest of me. You have no right to be depressed. You haven't tried